Hello? Are you there, guys? Here's my crappy video of me rambling and trimming. Can you even see what I'm doing over there? Maybe. Maybe. Hey, okay. What's up, guys? Oh, they say that the biggest mistake of a lot of YouTubers is not making content, and you need to just make stuff and get out there and start, learning how to suck, so that way you know that you suck and why you suck, and improve on that sucking, and then you get better at it because you make the mistakes and then you learn from them and stuff. So here I am, trying to make videos and stuff and get my feet wet and start learning and everything. So yeah, welcome to my second crappy video. Welcome! Thanks for joining me. So glad you could make it. So right now, this is day 2 of part-time. The date is June 10th, I believe. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like, right now I'm just trimming up some stuff. Last night I bottled 8 gallons of Jun. Very excited about. They all tasted pretty good. Like, I was really happy with how they turned out. My girlfriend helped, which I didn't expect her to, but she is fine. I think she had fun. She definitely learned some stuff. I don't know if she's going to be helping me more in the future or not, which is fine. But I did appreciate the help, because it does take a while. But I haven't made anything in like months, because my culture's kind of... I'm a beekeeper, which you will find out soon enough, and I'm trying to double down on the beekeeping because I use honey for the Jun, and I had a hive go bad last year, or die on me, and I'm not 100% sure how it died. Super just disappointing because it was such a strong hive last year. I was so excited. It's such good honey. Man, I had good honey last year. I was so excited and so good, yada yada. It didn't make it. I was really shocked, really bummed out. But they had some honey left in their stores that I took out. Like, hey, well, what the hell, They can't use it. What I probably could have done or should have done was saved it for my other bees and gave them some extra food. But on honey, I wanted some. I was pretty much low or out of my own, so I took it and I learned. I made a mistake that I now know, which is good. Learning the same. Failure is your best teacher, or something like that. That's how it goes. Can you see me trimming? Yeah, you can. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so what I did, which I was hesitant on, and I think I kind of knew, but I wasn't really sure on, in the honeycomb that I was processing, there was some uncapped cells. So in the process, let me go over that. So when the bees go forage, and they go out to the flowers and come back, and they build their honeycomb and they start filling it with the nectar and everything and the pollen, whatever. And there's a process involved for making honey, and it takes a little bit of work and time. And they'll cap it once they're all done making it. The honey's all completed. They cap it, and now it's preserved and it's all finished and everything. Yada yada. And there was some honey that was not capped, that was not completed yet, in some of those combs I was processing. So what that means is there was a lot of nectar and things like that was just kind of chilling out in there. And what happened was, in that nectar there was a lot of wild yeast that was just kind of hanging on for life still. And I just kind of threw it all into my honey, not thinking anything. Thought, it tasted fine. I'm like, well, maybe it'll add some extra, some, different unique flavors and things like that. And it'll be fine. And it'll be good, something to try. And no, I tried it and it was a disaster. For one, so like it was full of that extra liquid, the nectar, and it caused my honey to ferment. So like I would have some jars of honey, and they solidified really very quickly. It was really weird, and they got like spongy. The honey got spongy, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And they were like the jars were like bursting, not like actually bursting, but the tops were like popping off, and there was leaking honey everywhere. It was a big mess. I was just like, well, what the hell? What's going on here? And it was so bizarre. I'd never experienced that before in my life. And I was just like, what the hell is this garbage? And I used a bunch making my John, fresh honey. That's cool. Let's just use it up. And it like made all my cultures like really funky. And the batches that I bottled and everything, they were like there was too much yeast. This yeast was like very aggressive and active, and it just like the bottles just started like really over carbonating, and it was a big disaster because like everything was just like popping. And not only that, but everything tasted like pickle juice, and it was really gross. And I had to throw out a bunch of bottles. And not only did I waste all that time and energy and my money for making all that gallons, whatever, but my culture that I start everything with was contaminated, and I couldn't keep using that for making new batches because it was like pickle juice basically. It had those bad yeasties in there, so I was like, had to throw that all out. Like really, that was a huge bummer. So I had a little bit of John that was separate from the rest of my culture, and I was able to start again from that little bit on the side that I had. A little more. Thank God. And I just had to like start over, start making my culture all over again. And I learned from that experience was I should have, my current process right now, I would make a jar and make a big jar of my John. And then I would, from that big jar, I would remove 2 cups and use that for my next starter, and then the other rest from that jar I would start my flavors and things. I would make like from that jar I would make 7 gallons of new John with, and then my starter would be my next starting jar, and then I would once those other 7 were done fermenting and everything, I would, flavor them, bottle them, and that would be my, my product to sell, drink. So now, instead of doing that process and using it all, to continue on, now I have a dedicated big starter jar that I'm going to pull from. That's going to be very, pure and very controlled now. Now, from the starting jar, I'm going to pull to make another starter basically, and then from that I'm going to make my 8 gallons or whatever. So that way this batch is going to be very strong and very controlled, and now it's going to be removed from the process entirely. So now I'm take my starting culture from that to make another actual starter, and then from that starter I'm going to make my stuff. So I feel like it's going to be a better process. Unless, hey Ethan, it's more controlled, better, just a little safe, and we'll see how it goes. Really, And I'm glad, I learned that mistake now. Learned that, for one, be careful of the honey that I'm using. Also, two, always have extra separate, junk for making my stuff with, because I would hate to make that mistake while really in business mode, and I have a lot on the line, and I really have my eggs in one basket, and I mess that all up. So as much as that mistake sucked and it really set me back on a few things, I learned from it. I learned from it, and I have a better system in place now, and it's okay. It's all right. So yeah, last night I made or bottled a lavender lemon, which I did that differently for flavoring and stuff. I think it turned out pretty good. I made a mule type flavor, which is like ginger lime, and I wanted to spice it more with like different like allspice and clove and like things like that, and I kind of forgot to. And that bummed me out, but it still turned out really good, so I'm okay with how it's going to be. I think it could have been a little bit better. It's okay though, just I haven't made anything in a minute, and I'm just getting back in the swing of things, so it's okay. I made a cherry hibiscus, which wasn't my absolute best batch of that, but it's still pretty good. It's passable. It's right here still. And I made a strawberry jalapeno, which turned out better than I expected. Actually, a lot better. My last batch of strawberry jalapeno, which I thought was an interesting flavor that I really wanted to try, and I had a friend who was like really excited about it because she loves jalapenos and she loves strawberries. So she's like, hell yeah, let's go down, let's do this. So, but that batch that I first told her about and I made was like very pepper heavy. It wasn't that spicy, but like it just was tastes like jalapenos, and that was it. So I'm like, yeah, let's make this again, and I'll give you some because I don't think it's quite right, even though it was okay. And I never made it again. I just made other flavors. So I felt kind of bad about that, but it's okay because I just made it, and I think it's a better batch. But flavors do change after bottling, so I can't count my chickens before they hatch. I need to just wait on it, wait and see how it goes. Really. But I got a good feeling about everything. Also, too, one thing that I'm changing about my brewing process is that so before I would just make it and then try and sell it. And that was fine because everyone that I've had them try, they all really love it. Everyone's liked it so far. I've only had good feedback, and it's really exciting, really great. But I'd sometimes be scrambling because I was trying to make 7 gallons a week, and it would be kind of just a little stressful as I would be trying to pedal and sell my 8 gallons while I'm in the process of making my next, weekly batch. And that kind of sucked because if I didn't sell all of it, I wouldn't have enough room in my fridge to store it all. So, I was kind of scrambling, trying to give some away just to for samples to get new customers and stuff. And now what I want to do is try and get people's orders before I make it. And so that way, I won't be it'll already be sold, really. I'll already have things, customers lined up and everything in place. So that way I'm not trying to scramble to sell stuff. It'll already be sold, and now I'm not going to have to worry about finding customers to buy my stuff. And if I do it that way, I think that it'll just be more, a little more orderly, and just I think it'll be more, less risk involved with that. But also too, I need to make sure that I make extra for people who just want to buy some, or new customers too. So that's gotta figure that all out. So yeah, I need to start making more beer and really slacking on that. I mostly just make beer, wine and John. Mostly all John. I do make a decent amount of wine. Nothing like that, not that much yet. I'm still just kind of getting the hang of things. My apple wine's been pretty good. People like my apple wine. I'm making more pineapple wine. I'm getting some good feedback on that. What just sucks about winemaking is it just takes so long, So now I'm stuck hanging on to this product. I don't have a spot, a warehouse or anything yet. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for that. Here's my day 2 part-time second vlog for the business and how things are going. Thank you for your time, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.